This is To the Point with...
Good morning and happy 4th of July to all of you. Welcome to the Point. I'm Michael Williams. We're coming off a year, as you well know, perhaps from very personal experience, of economic worries for so many, from unemployment to rising costs for everyday items. The housing market red hot, great for sellers, not for buyers. We want to look at that, and the job market, of course, among other things. And I'm joined by a familiar face, Greg McBride, Senior VP of Bankrate.com and Chief Analyst there. And Greg, thanks for being with us. Happy 4th to you.
Thank you so much, Michael. Great to be with you.
Greg, give me the big picture as we look at the overall economic situation, then we'll do a little bit deeper dive. What are your early first thoughts?
Well, the economy is rebounding much more strongly than we could have foreseen, even as recently as the beginning of this year. A lot of positive momentum. The economy is probably going to grow at the fastest rate since the early 1980s this year, not only returning to pre-pandemic size, but perhaps by the end of the year, actually bigger than it would have been if we never would have had the pandemic. Job recovery is lagging that, as it typically does coming out of a recession, but it is coming back nonetheless. Still a big gap to close, but as things are reopening, restrictions easing, people getting out, doing the things that they haven't done for the better part of a year and a half, there's a lot of positive momentum on both of those fronts.
We want to focus on jobs, but before we do, stimulus money is really helping with that drive for the economy that you say is taking off in many ways. But is there a concern that after that money is sort of spent into the system, you'll end up with a recovery like this? What are we looking at outbound, say 18, 24 months out?
Well, I think that it's still positive in terms of an economy that can still grow. It's just that I think it's more likely to be a trend rate of growth similar to what we had seen pre-pandemic. We are, after all, kind of a slow growth economy with an aging population. And so once the dust of all the stimulus settles, I think we get back to that. And that's not that that's necessarily a bad thing, but it's just going to be a stark departure from what we're witnessing now and what we're likely to see over the course of the next 6 to 12 months.
Let's take that deeper dive in the jobs pictures. You've had so many people who are so badly impacted by COVID-19 lost their jobs, or they very nearly did so, or their businesses all but closed or did in fact close. Focus on the jobs picture, because also right now we hear employers say we can't find enough workers, yet you also hear from workers say I can't find work or I'm underemployed, not able to get back to the same level of skill sets or the same kind of pay. Give us a sense of it.
Yeah, the speed with which the economy is rebounding has certainly created some dislocations. You highlighted one of those being in the job market, where business owners and employers having trouble finding people to fill jobs fast enough to keep up with the demand that's coming back. And yet in other areas, workers that can't get back to work, or they're not making what they had been pre-pandemic, and that's still creating an economic hardship. I think the positive is that the wind is blowing in the right direction. That we're reopening, restrictions are easing, people are going out and engaging in activities, and in some cases, revenge spending. And so that is a positive for bringing people back into the labor force, for helping having employers seeking to hire and filling those positions. But there is going to be some friction. There is going to be the headwind to economic growth, for example. If there's one person behind the counter at the sandwich shop instead of two, and the line is now twice as long, some people turn around and walk back out the door, right? So there are going to be, certainly some obstacles to that, but generally speaking, things are moving in the right direction. And I think over time, we're going to continue to see that gap close. It just can't happen soon enough.
Is it too much to say it's a job seekers market? If it's not too much to say that, what's your advice to people watching, either to them or to those of you watching, maybe have a son, daughter, grandson, granddaughter who's looking? Where are the places where the job market might be hottest? What's your best advice?
Well, if you're looking for a job, there's plenty of work out there, particularly in leisure and hospitality. That's where we're seeing the strongest recovery. That's where you're seeing the most help wanted signs. And, that really plays right into the sweet spot of South Florida. So, I think it's a very positive environment. You're also seeing positive developments on the wage side. Employers pushing up wages in an effort to fill those positions, even things like signing bonuses in positions that didn't typically command signing bonuses. So, it is very much a great environment to be looking for a job if you are looking for a job whether or not that's going to equate to what you had been making pre-pandemic. In the case of a lot of households, it's not going to quite be there, at least not yet. And so again, there is this ongoing hardship that many households will continue to feel.
Big discussion about the fact that we have employers who are saying I can do more with less, and workers who are saying I want to work remotely. Let's talk about the remote piece. You hear people talk about it all the time. Are we looking at a new paradigm in terms of the way we work and where we work and how we work? Is that now permanently embedded into the economic psyche and the work psyche of the country after COVID?
Maybe a little bit, but probably not as much as we had thought, say, a year ago, right? A year ago, that was all the talk that, the 5 days a week in the office is done and people are going to work from home forever. And, there was a lot of doomsday forecasts for things like, office real estate type of thing. Oh, nobody's ever going to work in an office anymore. And now you're a year later, you're already seeing companies starting to walk that back a little bit. Well, we want people in the office a few days a week. And, then there's, other companies are like, no, we want people in the office 5 days a week. We need them back to normal. So, I think there's going to be this period of growing pains over the course of the next couple of years where, employers and employees kind of in this tug of war over, trying to find that middle ground. Again, as long as the economy is growing, I think the employee has a lot of flexibility and some negotiating power on that. Question is, what happens the next time we have a recession, right? Because then that puts the employers in the driver's seat, and all of a sudden that convenience of working from home, could be, a headwind to your advancement or job security.
Briefly, though, it does seem if you're the employee who's shown that you're self-motivated and can work equally as well from home as the office, you do have a leg up in making your argument to the employer or potential employer. Fair enough?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Right now, that is absolutely the case. And to the point earlier about just, there's in a lot of areas, there are a shortage of workers to meet the demand. And so that definitely puts negotiating power, whether it's financial or location, in the back pocket of the employee.
So you're cautiously optimistic, if I pick up the right sense, about the employment picture. Not to say there aren't bumps, but there are opportunities out there. You talked about them in South Florida, as we're so largely a tourism and leisure-based economy. Of course, construction, the other big leg here. What about that for those seeking to get back to that kind of work? Another big part of our economy.
Well, housing is booming. Home prices have been soaring at a pace that is frankly not sustainable. And what's a lot of the root of this is just that there's a demand and supply imbalance. There are not enough homes available for sale to meet the demand. That certainly bodes well for construction, but that's not an overnight fix. This is something that it's taken years to kind of get us to this point where we have such limited supply. It's going to take years to really get back to where we need to be in terms of having adequate supply of homes available for sale, particularly on new construction and especially in affordable housing. Again, all of that I think bodes very well for the construction sector, but I think it's more of a slower build, you might say.
I have two more questions. One of them still on the housing market related topic, and you hear it all the time. People say, should I sell now and strike while it's hot and I can get top dollar? Conversely, you hear buyers say, I'm being squeezed out of the market. It's too expensive. Do I go ahead and hold my nose and buy before it goes even higher? Or do I wait and hold back? I know there's no easy answer, but what do you say to both sides of that equation?
Well, to the sellers, I say, where are you going to go? Because the price of everything else has gone up. So, yes, people ask that question, but I think that in many cases they can kind of answer that themselves because there's nowhere else they're going to go unless they're looking to downsize. And even then, the gap of savings has been closed because the price of everything has gone up. For home buyers, look, there's a lot of bidding wars going on. There's even crazy things like, waiving inspections and stuff like that. Listen, if that's a situation you find yourself in, you might be better off just walking away. There are worse things than staying where you are for another year or two, rather than getting yourself into a situation where you bite off more than you can chew from a financial standpoint.
Greg, last question, and then any final thought in our last minute and a half. We've heard so much about worries about so much stimulus and inflationary spiral, perhaps about interest rates needing to kick back up. What is your sense? Everybody from the barber to the guy, my mechanic, says everything I'm buying is costing me more, therefore, Mike, it's going to cost you more. What is your sense of that for our pocketbook, about inflation eating away at it? Is it transitory, or is it going to be with us a while? What about the interest rate environment, which of course ties in to inflation? The Fed would, of course, try to put the brakes on inflation if we saw it really being permanent by raising rates. What's your final sense there?
Well, that's the dynamic at play. Is this temporary or is this embedded? Now, that's not an argument that's going to be settled probably before the end of the year, maybe early next year. But when you look below the headlines, there is a lot of evidence that supports this belief of things being temporary. Used car prices up 30% over the last year. Used cars haven't gotten to be a good investment all of a sudden, right? That's not sustainable. Rental prices for cars and trucks have doubled, not sustainable. You look at lumber and construction, the prices zoomed higher, but they've already fallen sharply. So there are some elements there that suggest this might be temporary, but we cannot ignore the chorus of business owners and CEOs that are saying, look, my labor costs are going up at a pace that is going to force me to pass along higher prices. So if we find ourselves in a situation where that higher inflation becomes embedded and is sustained, I think that's going to have been our primary indicator.
Greg McBride, as always, appreciate the tour of the economic waterfront. Jobs, of course, being a big part of that. Wishing you and yours a happy 4th of July, and thanks again for being with us on To The Point.
Thank you, Michael. Happy 4th.
Thank you, sir. President Joe Biden making a visit to South Florida this week in the wake of the SURFSIDE building collapse. Still ahead, our roundtable discusses his visit and more.